Huldah, the prophetess who changed the fate of a nation in the dusty streets of Jerusalem. During a time when oracles and prophecies guided both kings and commoners alike, there lived an extraordinary woman whose name would resonate through the centuries. Huldah, enigmatic and profoundly connected to the divine, Huldah not only foretold the future of her people, but also intervened to shape it, leaving an indelible mark on Israel's history. Jerusalem was immersed in a turbulent era. The kingdom of Judah was undergoing reforms under the rule of young King Josiah, who had ascended the throne at a tender age. The nation, plagued by idolatry and corruption, teetered between destruction and renewal. It was within this context of uncertainty and hope that Huldah emerged as a central figure, a beacon of wisdom and spiritual guidance. Huldah, daughter of Tikva and wife of Shallum, the keeper of the royal wardrobe, was no ordinary prophetess. From her youth, she displayed signs of a supernatural connection with Yahweh, the God of Israel. It was said that her visions pierced the veil of time, revealing both the secrets of the past and the mysteries of the future. Her fame as a seer and spiritual counselor soon spread beyond the walls of Jerusalem, and her home became a sanctuary for those seeking divine guidance. The event that catapulted Huldah to national prominence occurred in the 18th year of Josiah's reign. While overseeing the restoration of the temple in Jerusalem, the high priest Hilkiah discovered an ancient manuscript hidden within the sanctuary's ruins. This text, known as the Book of the Law, contained the teachings and commandments of Moses, long forgotten and neglected through generations of religious unfaithfulness. Concerned about the implications of this discovery, King Josiah sent a delegation of his closest advisors, including Hilkiah, Shaphan the scribe, and other nobles, to consult Huldah. He knew that only she could decipher the significance of this finding and reveal God's will for his kingdom. The meeting took place at Huldah's residence, a modest home that exuded an air of serenity and mysticism. When the royal delegation presented the manuscript, Huldah immediately sensed the weight of its words and the gravity of the mission entrusted by God. Through a deep, sacred trance, Huldah conveyed Yahweh's voice to the king's representatives. "This is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says," she began, her voice ethereal and resonant. "I will bring disaster upon this place and its people. All the curses written in the book that you have found, because they have forsaken me and burned incense to other gods, provoking me with all the idols made by their hands. My wrath will burn against this place and will not be quenched." A profound silence filled the room as her powerful words sank into the minds and hearts of those present. But Huldah was not finished. Her eyes, bright like distant stars, rested upon the messengers with a mix of compassion and severity. "Tell the king of Judah who sent you to inquire of the Lord, this is what the Lord, the God of Israel, says concerning the words you have heard. Because your heart was responsive and you humbled yourself before God when you heard what he has decreed against this place and its inhabitants, who will become desolate and cursed, and because you tore your robes and wept before me, I have also heard you, declares the Lord. Therefore, you will not see the disaster I am bringing upon this place and its people, but will be gathered to your ancestors in peace." With this, Huldah closed her eyes, exhausted by the magnitude of the revelation, as the emissaries returned to the palace with a message of duality: unrelenting judgment for the kingdom, but hope and mercy for the humble-hearted king. Huldah's words acted as a catalyst for a series of radical reforms under Josiah's leadership. Driven by a fear of God and a desire to redeem his people, the king undertook an unprecedented campaign to eradicate idolatry from every corner of his realm. Pagan altars were torn down, idols destroyed, and the observance of the law of Moses was restored with fervent devotion. Josiah's reign became a period of spiritual renewal, solidified by Huldah's profound and penetrating words. Although little more is mentioned of Huldah in biblical records, her impact persisted across generations. Her prophecy's influence was so significant that her name was inscribed in Israel's collective memory. In later years, monuments were erected and legends told in her honor, celebrating her courage and her deep communion with the divine. Beyond her role in Judah's religious restoration, Huldah symbolizes feminine strength and wisdom in a realm dominated by male figures. In a time when few women could raise their voices, hers was heard and respected by kings and priests. Her life stands as a testament to the power of faith and the importance of listening to the inner voice that connects the human with the divine. As we delve deeper into Huldah's life, we encounter a complexity that goes beyond the image of a prophetess isolated in her sacred sanctuary. The surviving texts and accounts offer glimpses of a woman navigating with grace and resolve between the worldly and the spiritual realms. Although much of her story remains shrouded in mystery, her influence endures, reminding us of the potential impact of each individual on the fabric of history. Huldah's story invites us to reflect on the role of visionaries and spiritual leaders in times of crisis. In an era marked by uncertainty and change, Huldah's voice rose as a beacon of hope and direction. Her ability to interpret divine signs and convey God's will not only save the nation, but also exalted the virtues of humility, devotion, and repentance. In remembering Huldah, we not only honor a historical figure, but also recognize the eternal importance of spiritual wisdom and the need for guides who can illuminate our path in the darkest moments. In a world where prophetic voices are as necessary as ever, Huldah's legacy resounds with a clarity and depth that transcends time. Thus, the prophetess who changed a nation's destiny leaves us with an enduring lesson. In the crucible of adversity, true guidance not only foresees the future, but also shapes the present, leading us toward a horizon of hope and renewal.